Good afternoon and good evening from wherever you're watching us from. This is the Corridors podcast, and as usual, this is Dante for you, and we are being joined here by one and only the General Seth Panyako. So apparently, Senior, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm not very fine. You know, when you see me out like this, I'm not fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does today mean now that we've seen you launching the national strike, and apparently nurses are on the on the streets and not in the usual wards and critical care for the patients, attending to the being first hand of healthcare. How is it feeling out there?
The strike is very successful across the country, and I want to thank nurses for taking up to fight for their own rights, because the issue of collective bargaining agreement has been around for over 10 years.
Okay.
Imagine negotiating as a collective bargaining agreement for over 10 years.
It's quite a long time.
We negotiated the first one in 2013. When we tried for signing, they refused. We did another one. This is the fifth one.
Okay.
And the most frustrating one was the one for 2017. 2017, we completed a CPA. A letter was written setting a date for signing.
Okay.
It had been indexed by the former Jacqueline. She was called Jacqueline, the CEO for Council of Governors. Okay. But it was when the time for signing came, it was not signed. Okay. It has been like that on and off. The return to work formula of 2017 has never been implemented. Only Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital has implemented fully. The Ministry of Health has partially implemented. Council of the counties have also partially implemented. So we are saying that the CPA negotiation was completed this week, and we are saying that we need is approved by the Council of Governors and SRC for us to go back to work. We also want UHC staff to be given PNB letters, that's permanent and pensionable, and we also want their gratitude to be paid. In Kisii, we have special issue where Kisii County dismissed 46 nurses who are leaders in the union, and we're saying those nurses were irregularly dismissed. We want them to be reinstated before Kisii nurses can go back to work. Lastly, we are saying career guideline. We want the career guideline that was approved by the Public Service Commission and fully implemented in the national government to be adopted by the county government and fully implemented. Those are our grievances, and we're not going to go back unless those grievances are resolved.
Okay, that is clear, and I love the fact that it's very categorical. And maybe just a question for you. You see how the level 5 hospitals and level 4 hospitals in the country has always handled the matter of strike. How successful is this strike going to be, keeping in mind that our governors have come out with an idea of getting the short-term contracts for the nurses to make sure that work has to continue in the facilities?
Now, those are some of the things, the challenges that come up when we're on strike, but so far, those short-term contracts are in fact, one of the reasons we are on strike is those short-term contracts, where some counties like in Baringo, they have kept nurses for contracts of more than 7 years, clearly against the law. Yeah. And that thing in Baringo are going to fight against it. We have heard about Madara National Referral Hospital, where they have kept nurses for about more than 5 years on dubious contracts, paying someone 30,000. And the minimum wage for a domestic worker, the household, is 18,000. So when you tax 30,000 and you pay the domestic worker 18,000, the nurse will be left with nothing. So clearly speaking, we cannot sit back as a union and let this kind of atrocities continue to be made on our members. Okay. And that is why the issue of Mathare, I've taken it seriously. It has been under conciliation. The conciliation has taken more than 1 year, which is extremely wrong. It's illegal and unlawful. So we are accelerating the issue of Mathare, and I've also given direction on the issue of Baringo. And any other nurse who is on dubious contract, they should bring to the attention of the union for our action. Because of course we cannot act if we don't have information.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, for any nurse out there who is a member of the Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives, and apparently they are on strike, but possibly in the house or away on other issues, what would you tell them?
Let them just remain away from duty. Okay. Over the weekend they will be resting. On Monday, we expect them to demonstrate across the country in their various counties to show the world that we are actually on strike. Okay. But the strike is very effective, and I hope the Council of Governors and SRC will complete this issue. Okay. It is not like the Ministry of Health does not have issues, but what we have learned is that the Ministry of Health tries to resolve these issues with us. And the current CS that we have is very cooperative, and that is why we have said we thank him, because it is through him that it's 8.6 billion was allocated by Parliament for absorption of UHC staff. And that's why we're saying, if the county governments don't want this UHC staff, let them be posted in the national referral health facilities, because we have serious shortage in the national referral health facilities. Yeah.
For the public that feel that you're the one calling for the strike, and apparently they feel nurses should always be working and giving them the services, and maybe they might not be understanding why you are on strike. Maybe just a word for them.
Since this government came in place, this is the first national strike the union has called. Yeah. The rest of the cadres have been going on strike. We have not been going on strike. But we are saying it is the government that has called the strike, not the nurses, because if we have an agreement of 2017, it has not been implemented. Remember, it was implemented somewhere in 2021. 18 counties implemented. Governors came together with SRC and did some corruption. It was stopped. Yeah. So we are saying that those few counties who are influencing the good counties not to implement this return to work agreement, this time around they must understand that nurses' rights are human rights. And we are not going to look back. We will fight for our rights, and when it is done, we'll go back to work. We say sorry for the public. It was not our intention. The government has led to this. Let them ask their members of county assembly, let them ask their governors, their senators, their member of parliament, why health facilities in the country are not functioning in the county government.
Thank you so much for your time. We wish you well. Remember, the nurses' national strike is on, and we're being joined by the Siaya branch. So apparently, we'll just start from here, introduce themselves, and then we'll have one person to mention a word from the branch. Hello, sir.
Yes, my name is Kennedy Hamisi, the branch secretary for the Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives, Siaya branch. Yes.
Okay, my names are Rosalie, just introduction. My names are Rosalie Nayar. I'm the branch treasurer of Siaya of Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives.
Good morning, I'm Dennis Omolo, the chairperson of the Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives Siaya branch. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So apparently, just to ask a question, why are you in Nairobi instead of being in Siaya?
Okay, we have traveled all the way from Siaya. Most of our nurses are here, and we have come here to join all the 46 other counties that are represented here. The reason as to why we are here today, we want our CBA signed, nothing less. Just sign our CBA, then we go back on duty. Again, we have a return to work formula that was signed in 2017. This one has not been implemented up to date. We have done everything we are supposed to do. Until now, nothing has been done. So if that is not done, we are not going back to duty.
Okay, thank you so much for mentioning that. Mr. Chair, do you have anything for your Siaya team and those that are still maybe skeptical about the fact that the strike is on?
Thank you so much. To add on what my counterpart, the treasurer, has said, we have our UHC, which has been contracted. Funnily enough, this UHC have had their payslip uploaded, yet they don't have a letter confirming that they are permanent and pensionable. We are asking surely, which country is that? How do you work like that? If they want to politicize this issue of the UHC nurses, we are saying we will not listen to that, and the only language will tell the government, the COG and the national government, that we will strike until our demands are met. Thank you.
So you said party leaders ni wawili peke yake?
We come from a unique county, okay. And even if you see our numbers here, outnumbers any representative, even the Nairobi itself. Yes, yeah, that tells you how strong. We have two party leaders. One is Linda Ground, mwingine analinda nchi. Wote wanataka power.
De facto party leader and de jure party leader.
Okay.
Wapek.
Back to you, Mr. SG. The issue about the Siaya County, we have not yet confirmed about the staffs who had been employed by the county and apparently worked for a period of time, and they had not been approved by the county. I don't know if you are aware of the issue by then.
Actually, even before this strike began, we were already on a strike, a local strike for Siaya County, for a number of issues. And we have some of our staff engaged by the county government at the county contraction. But these nurses have not been issued with contractual letters so that they can be integrated in the system to receive their salaries. They've missed salaries for now six months. We are agitating for their rights as well. And even if this strike will be called off the nationwide, if the employer will not have addressed those, our strike will still continue.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, team, and we hope for the best. So.
My name's Joseph Ngwasi, the National Chairman, Kenya National Union of Nurses. We are here because the nurses all over the country have started a strike, whereby we are given 7 days strike notice. And it is good to clear that we have not given strike notice because of new issues. These are issues that we started agitating for a long time ago. We are here because nurses collective bargaining agreement has not been signed, registered and implemented. It is clear, it is good to clear that we started negotiating for a collective bargaining agreement in 2013, immediately after registration of the union. We negotiated for a CBA that did not see the light of the day because the government became undermined. We negotiated for another collective bargaining agreement in 2017. Concluded, and even a date to sign this CBA was issued, only to get a statement from the then chair of the Council of Governors that the figures quoted in that CBA were mind-boggling. We again continued to negotiate without strikes with the same government, and till we gave another 7 days strike notice. What we are saying as leadership of this union and the nurses of this country is that we are not children of a lesser God. Yes. We have agitated, we have worked for Kenyans, we even at some point given alternative dispute resolution mechanism a chance to have this process concluded, but it has fallen on deaf ears. So what we are saying is that we have faced injustice for more than 13 years because of unconcluded collective bargaining agreement. And this time round, the nurses of this country have given us mandates to demand it through this strike. Because if alternative dispute resolution mechanism have failed, then this is an avenue which is well anchored in law, and this is the last resort for us because we have tried other means and we cannot take it anymore until justice is dispensed. Solidarity.
Wapi assistant secretary naonekana treasurer bado hayuko tayari. Assistant treasurer
bado niongee kwa Kiswahili but Kiswahili.
Ngoja assistant treasurer basi okay kwanza you are not ready. Come here. We want ladies bwana. Unajua hii mambo ya gender ni makali sana. Mambo ya gender lazima tuangalie.
Okay, good morning everyone. Morning. Nurses Oye. Nurses Oye. My name is Rusi Mboro, Assistant General Secretary, Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives. We are here as nurses because of our CBA. We have been negotiating, like the chair have briefed you. We have been negotiating, but it's unfortunate that our Council of Governors and the government is just very reluctant to give it unto us. We have been very patient to them. We have given it all, we have given it our all, but it's unfortunate that they are not listening to us, and that's why this is the last option that we had to take. But we have been negotiating with them, but they have decided just to decline our demands, and they have decided just to ignore us, and that is why we have ended up in the street. Otherwise, we are sorry to serve our patients if only our grievances have been handled as they should be. So we need that there's another CBA like yesterday. It's like it has been long time, and we have been very patient with them. So we just need our CBA for the nurses, and that is the only language that we understand, together with the grievances that are in the strike notice that must be met before we resume back to work. Thank you.
Viva!
Then she will speak Swahili because Swahili is her mouth.
Rudi pande.
Swahili mouth.
Wauguzi power. Wauguzi ria. Wauguzi wewe. Wauguzi pini. Thank you so much. My name is Maurice Opetu. I'm the Deputy General Secretary, Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives. It is a sad day that we are here again to raise concerns that have been there 13 years down the line. And this time, our agenda are very clear. One, sign the CBA for nurses. Give a letter of no objection.
Yes.
Register it in court for implementation.
Yes.
That is the agenda.
Yes.
Two, give letters of permanent and pensionable to UHC staffs and nurses. Pay them their gratuity. Then they'll continue working and the nurses will continue working. The only mistake that the UHC staff and nurses have committed while they are being punished is that they offered themselves. They took risk to work during a crucial time of COVID. They gave their lives. They put their lives and the lives of their families online for fellow Kenyans. That is the only mistake they committed, so that they can be treated as third-class citizens of Kenya. We are saying no. Citizens of Kenya who are nurses have said no. The long injustice must be addressed today, and it is today or never. We are also saying that the nurses of Kisii, our colleagues who are senior nurses, the very experienced, qualified colleagues of Kisii who are dismissed from work unlawfully, must be reinstated when we shall go back to work. The issues that are still remaining in Kirinyaga for the nurses who are dismissed to enjoy all their benefits must be resolved. So we are saying, between today and any other day, be it next year, be it 2 years to come, the only people with the keys to unlock this stalemate is the COG and SRC. Let them come on action. Ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues, the distinguished nurses, I want to inform you as the head of the negotiation committee that we have done our work. Up to Monday, we agreed on all the items of the CBA, and your return to work formula of 2017 has been adopted the way it is. The only people who have not sat to approve are the full Governors Council. So what do you do? Put pressure. What do you do? Fight for yourselves. What do you do? Fight and redeem your dignity. If you backtrack this time, nobody will respect you in Kenya. We are ready to die for you. We are ready to go to jail until we achieve our CBA, until our UHC staffs are absorbed on permanent basis, given their letters and paid gratuity, until our members who have been dismissed unlawfully are reinstated. What I want to tell you is that the problem with governors and other players is that when you give services, when you are toiling and breaking your bones, they call you the backbone of health sector. But I want to tell them, you are not only a backbone of health sector, you are the heartbeat of health sector. Today, there is no service. Why? Because the heartbeat is not functioning. And we are telling them, if you are only concerned about our numbers when we are giving service, and when it comes to compensation, our numbers is mind-boggling, then continue with your mind that is being boggled. And we are saying the risk compensation should not be pegged on title. A doctor should not get that risk compensated higher than any other person because of the title, the professional title. A nurse makes critical and crucial decisions which are risk. Risk is also equal to the duration of contact with risk factors, the infection, and our justifications and arguments are very mature. We are saying, so long as I'm still, as a nurse, going to stay in risky areas, interacting with infections for 24 hours in a day, we are going to be paid better risk than any other person. So long as your contact as a nurse with risk factor remains the way it is for 24 hours, we must be paid better. Risk allowance should not be pegged on positions, on professional hierarchy. It should be pegged on duration and the time and hour and type of contact you have with infection. Thank you very much. We are sorry for Kenyans. We sympathize with them, but we have to do this so that they enjoy the quality services.
Solidarity. Solidarity. Tunasema ni sasa, na kama si sasa, kama si sasa, kwa majina anafahamika kama Maureen Nzioka, mweka hazina wa kitaifa wa chama cha wauguzi za utetezi wa wauguzi wa Kenya. Sisi tumejitokeza nje kwa masuala nyeti sana ambazo tumejaribu kuongea na serikali zote 47 ambazo haziweza kukubali hadi sasa. Kufikia huu wakati tumeweza kukaa na wao chini kwa muda wa karibu mwaka mzima tukizungumzia masuala moja kwa moja. Kwanza mjadala mkataba wa kurejea kazini, mkataba wa kufanya kazi wa wauguzi. Tuko na wauguzi wenzetu ambao ni wa Kisii ambao 46 ambao waliweza kutolewa nje mwaka 2021 na hawajai kurejeshwa kazini, hawajai kupokelewa kule Kisii bado. Tunauliza, hii Kenya, kuna Kenya watu watatu tofauti ama watu wawili hii Kenya? Kwa sababu sisi ni wa Kenya na tuna haki ya kuitisha kile tunachosema saa hizi tumefanya tutoweze kutoka nje. Kwanza tunasema kama hatutapata CBA hatuwezi tukarudi kazini liwe liwalo. Hiyo tumekataa katakata. Tunarudi tunasema ya kuwa hii serikali ya Kenya, hao magavana na SRC, COG ndio wanyama wale wakubwa kushinda punda hii Kenya. Hao ndio wanaona wako na haki kuliko sisi ambao wako chini. Tukienda mazungumzo wanasema kuna pyramid. Hii pyramid ikiwa hapa juu ni nyembamba. Je, huyu yako chini ambao ndio sisi mnataka kukejeli haki zetu? Sisi tumesema tumekataa na lazima tupate haki zetu kama wauguzi. Wauguzi oye! Wauguzi oye! Haturudi kazi, sio? Ndio. Tunarudi ama turudi? Tunarudi ama turudi? Haturudi mpaka haki yetu itimizwe.
As you have heard, I'll be very brief because my colleagues have already enumerated clearly the issues that have taken us out. But to emphasize as the General Secretary that number one, we must have our collective bargaining agreement that has now been negotiated and concluded for the 5th time This was the first time we're negotiating and concluding. This is the 5th time we're negotiating and concluding a CBA. Must be approved by SRC, and once we see the SRC letter of approval, that is when the strike will be called off. Another issue that must be concluded and to our best of interest is to see the letters of permanent and pensionable and payment of gratuity arrears for all UHC staff. They push and pull. I'm saying another issue that must be resolved before we go back to work is to see the letters of PNP for UHC staff and a proper mechanism of paying their gratuity that has accrued over years. That is another issue. The issue of pullback between the Ministry of Health and the county governments cannot be taken in anymore. While we appreciate Honorable Ndwale and ask the union and the parliament for allocating money for absorption of this UHC staff, county governments have refused to absorb this UHC staff. I want to thank the county government of Kisumu who have already absorbed this UHC staff, but the rest of the county governments have not done it. We are aware that the Ministry of Labour has issued 47 letters appointing county consulators. We are telling the Ministry of Labour that this is a dispute going to be negotiated at national level. Yes. There will be no negotiation at the county level. Yes. Are we in agreement on that? Yes. Are we in agreement on that? Yes. I want also to report that the strike has started on very well. It is very successful, and we are going to be having demonstration across the regions. Yes. We'll be organizing for Coast Region, Nairobi, Western, Rift Valley. We'll be doing like that as time goes by. Lakini sisi tuko tayari kukaa nje mpaka siku ile haya mambo yatatekelezwa. If the strike ends today and Kisii 46 nurses have not gone back to work, Kisii County will continue to be on strike until our 46 Kenyan soldiers are returned on duty. Tunakubaliana na hiyo? Tunakubaliana na hiyo? Tupige solidarity, si ndio?
And we shall be camping in Kisii.
Tutaenda sisi wote Kisii, yes.